The trade station named Horizon Arc floated quietly above a blue gas planet. Thousands of lights shined across its metal surface as ships from many corners of space arrived and departed every hour. Inside its long halls, voices from many species mixed together, creating a constant soft noise. It was a normal day, but something small was about to turn into a moment that many would remember. Kai, a human technician, walked down the main corridor carrying a small toolkit. He worked hard every day fixing ship engines, damaged panels, or malfunctioning drones. People liked him because he stayed calm under pressure and never talked too much. He had short hair and a relaxed smile that made others feel comfortable. When he worked, he focused with eyes sharp like a pilot scanning the sky. At that same time, Mira walked down another hallway toward the station lounge. She was from a species with light blue skin and silver markings across her cheeks. Mira loved games, jokes, and playful pranks. She believed laughter made long space travel easier. Many from her crew knew her tricks well. She often hid toolboxes or placed harmless holograms of spiders near sleeping crew members. She was friendly, but many found her actions tiring. Today she was bored. Her ship had arrived early for inspection, and she needed something to do. When she entered the lounge, she saw it was full. Pilots, mechanics, and traders sat at tables enjoying warm meals or cool drinks. All chairs were taken. She looked around, annoyed that she could not sit. Her eyes moved across the room and stopped when she saw Kai sitting quietly in a corner chair, reading data from a small device. She smiled. A playful idea formed instantly. She walked across the room with confident steps. Some crew members watched her curiously, knowing that when Mira smiled like that, something silly would happen. When she reached Kai, she spoke loudly enough for others to hear. "Looks like there is no chair left," she said. Kai looked up and nodded politely. "It is busy today." Mira placed her hands on her hips. "Well, if there is no chair, then I must use another seat." Before Kai could ask what she meant, Mira gently sat down right on his lap. Gasps and laughter broke out across the lounge. A few aliens covered their mouths in surprise. A group of traders cheered quietly like they were watching a show. Mira crossed her arms, trying to look serious, but her cheeks turned slightly darker, a sign of embarrassment for her species. She expected Kai to jump, panic, or push her off. That was her goal. She wanted a funny reaction. But Kai did not move. He stayed calm, relaxed, and even smiled softly. His calm reaction surprised her more than anything she prepared for. Kai looked at her with a friendly expression. "Your move, Trouble." The room filled with louder laughter. Mira blinked, confused. She leaned back slightly and stared at him. Her joke had not worked the way she hoped. She expected him to be nervous, but instead he looked comfortable. He did not raise his voice, did not blush, and did not panic. Instead, he joked back in a simple and confident way. Other crew members whispered among themselves, "Humans are bold. They do not fear embarrassment. I heard they stay calm even during strong storms." Some watched with admiration, others with surprise. Many species on the station thought humans were unpredictable, but they rarely saw moments like this that showed their social courage. Mira jumped up quickly, now truly embarrassed. She pointed at him. "You think you can take any joke? We will see about that." Kai shrugged, still smiling. "Try your best." Kai returned to reading his screen like nothing happened. Mira stood there, frustrated. She wanted him to react. She turned sharply and marched toward the exit. Some crew members cheered and clapped with excitement. A few even teased her gently as she left. Outside the lounge, Mira leaned against the wall and breathed slowly. She placed her hand against her forehead. In her culture, embarrassment was rare. She was usually the confident one, and she controlled every prank. This time she lost control. She felt her pride wounded. She wanted to win a playful battle, but she had lost the first round. She wondered how a human could stay calm like that. Many aliens were sensitive to public attention. Most would turn red, drop their drink, or run out of the room if someone sat on their lap without warning. Humans were strange, she thought. They were not the strongest physically, not the fastest, but they had an unusual confidence that made them hard to predict. Back in the lounge, talk continued. Someone approached Kai. "You did not even react. Are you made of stone?" the alien joked. Kai laughed gently. "No, she just loves pranks. It would be rude to panic or shout. Let her have her fun." Another technician nodded. "You humans always act like you are ready for anything." Kai placed his screen away and stood up. "Life is easier when you stay calm. Panic solves nothing." He left the lounge with his toolkit and walked down the hallway toward his repair station. Meanwhile, Mira returned to her ship and paced around the cargo bay. A few of her crew members entered and asked what happened. She told them, trying to sound proud, but they found the result funny. One of them placed a hand on her shoulder. "You cannot challenge humans like that without expecting a strange answer," he said. "I will find a way to win," Mira replied. She lifted her chin. It was no longer a prank for fun. It became a challenge of courage. Hours passed. Mira could not stop thinking about Kai's calm voice and the way he said trouble like it was a friendly nickname. She wondered if he believed she was not able to shake him. She planned to test him again. In her mind, she imagined a playful competition. It was not about hurting feelings. It was about seeing who could stay strong in front of others. Later that evening, the station corridors grew quieter. Lights dimmed to a softer glow and cleaning drones floated slowly across the floor. Kai worked in the mechanic bay fixing a damaged drone for a transport ship. His hands moved carefully, tightening wires and adjusting small parts. Mira appeared near the entrance of the bay. She watched him work silently for a moment. She noticed how focused he was. He did not look around, did not rush, and did not complain about late work hours. He worked with steady breath and calm eyes. She stepped forward. "I want a rematch." Kai looked up. "Already? Yes, you made me look foolish today." "I cannot allow that," Kai laughed softly. "It was only a joke. No one got hurt? That is not the point. I challenge you to a drone training match tomorrow at midday. We will see who stays calm." Kai nodded. "All right." "That sounds fun," Mira blinked. She expected hesitation, but Kai accepted right away. She folded her arms. "Do not think this will be easy." Kai pointed to his drone on the work table. "I never said it would." Mira stared at him for a moment, then turned and walked away. She felt nervous now, but she would never show it. Her crew would watch. The station would watch. She wanted to prove that her pride was not weak. The playful game had become a test of skill. Kai watched her leave, then returned to his work. He respected her spirit. Many aliens would give up after embarrassment, but Mira was different. She pushed forward even when she felt uncomfortable. Kai admired that quietly. As night passed, rumors spread on the station. People talked about the strange moment in the lounge. They talked about the drone match planned for tomorrow. The event grew into something bigger than both of them expected. Some stations did not have many exciting events, so small challenges became entertainment. In her quarters, Mira practiced her drone controls. She tightened her gloves and adjusted her visor. She refused to lose again. She replayed the moment in the lounge again and again in her mind, feeling the weight of watching eyes and hearing laughter. She whispered to herself, "I will show everyone that I am not a joke. I will show him too." In the mechanic bay, Kai finished repairing the drone and programmed new training patterns. He did not feel pressure. He saw it as a fun competition and a chance to learn. He admired how Mira cared about her pride. He respected her effort. When both finally lay down to rest in their rooms, the station lights dimmed fully, and activity slowed to quiet. Something simple had sparked a friendly challenge between species. It was not war, not conflict, not danger. It was curiosity. It was the start of mutual respect. Neither knew it yet, but this small, playful moment would lead them toward something bigger, something that would change how others saw humans. It all began with a full lounge, no empty chairs, and a joke that did not work as expected. Tomorrow, the station would gather to watch. Tomorrow, eyes would turn to two figures who met by accident in a moment of laughter. Tomorrow would show whether pride or calmness would win. The game had begun. Morning arrived on Horizon Arc with quiet humming from the engines that powered the station. Soft blue lights filled the halls, guiding sleepy workers to their duties. The day started like any other, but everyone knew something entertaining was waiting. Rumors had spread fast during the night. Crew members whispered in the corridors. Traders talked about it while eating breakfast. Even security guards exchanged curious looks. The drone training match between Kai and Mira had become the center of attention. In the training arena, a large circular room with open space and floating targets, lights blinked slowly as systems booted up. The floor had markers showing the safe zones. Two matching control platforms were positioned across from each other. Above them, drones hovered silently in idle mode, waiting for commands. Screens on the walls showed the rules. No harm allowed. No dangerous moves. Only control, skill, and focus mattered. Kai stood near one platform wearing simple gray work clothes. He checked the drone interface carefully. His eyes scanned power levels, reaction settings, and range limits. He breathed slowly and stretched his fingers. A few workers gathered behind him to cheer quietly. They trusted his calm nature. Mira arrived wearing her pilot gloves and a dark training suit. She walked with confidence, though inside her chest felt tight. She could still remember yesterday in the lounge. The laughter. That smile. That nickname. She did not hate Kai, but she wanted to prove something. She wanted to show that humans were not the only species with courage. Behind her, several members of her crew arrived. They encouraged her and slapped their fists gently in the air. They liked friendly competition, and Mira was their champion today. A security officer stepped to the center and raised his hand for silence. The crowd settled. More people arrived. The viewing area filled with pilots, engineers, traders, and even cleaning drones paused to watch. The officer pointed at the two platforms. Both pilots will control their drones through 3 rounds. Each round has different tasks: accuracy, obstacle navigation, and time control. The one who performs better in 2 out of 3 rounds wins. Remember, this is friendly. No harming each other or the station. Kai nodded respectfully. Mira nodded as well, though she tightened her gloves with determination. The officer stepped back. Round 1 begins. The targets lit up across the arena. They floated randomly, moving slowly at first, then faster. Each target had a small light that needed to be tapped by a drone. Mira took her stance. Her fingers tapped quickly across the control panel. Her drone shot forward like a spark. It weaved between targets and tapped them with soft pings. She smirked. She was fast and precise. Kai stayed calm. He watched the pattern of moving targets. Instead of chasing them randomly, he predicted their paths. His drone moved smoothly, tapping targets even before they fully shifted. People behind him whispered with surprise. His moves wasted no motion. Every movement counted. After 2 minutes, the round ended. The display showed total hits. Mira had many, but Kai had exactly 3 more. Mira stared at the screen, confused. How did he read the pattern so easily? The crowd applauded. Kai stood still, relaxed. Mira exhaled slowly. 1 loss did not mean defeat. The officer announced, "Round 2 will begin after adjustments." Small drones rearranged the arena. Now large floating obstacles drifted between the platforms. Dark tunnels rotated slowly. Inside the tunnels were small glowing rings that drones had to fly through without touching the walls. This round was about control and patience. Mira knew she had an advantage here. She was a pilot. She understood tight spaces and tricky maneuvers. When the round started, she guided her drone into the first tunnel and passed through 3 glowing rings flawlessly. The crowd cheered. She moved to the second tunnel, then the third. Her drone danced through like a leaf in the wind. Kai watched, impressed. When his turn started, he guided his drone into the first tunnel slowly. He did not rush. People thought he moved too slowly and would lose. But inside the tunnel, the glowing rings shifted direction suddenly. If he had been faster, he would have crashed. Instead, his drone adjusted smoothly and floated through without touching anything. He approached the second tunnel with the same approach. Mira realized too late that the tunnels changed randomly. Her drone had almost touched on the last ring. Kai made it look gentle and easy. When the round ended, the score tied. Mira won this round by a small margin. Her crew cheered loudly, shaking their fists in pride. Mira smiled again, her confidence returning. Now the real test would be round 3. Round 3 required guiding drones through moving spheres that closed and opened like mechanical pedals. The drones had to enter when the gap opened and exit before it shut. Timing was everything. The officer signaled and the spheres started shifting. Mira moved first. Her drone entered the first sphere perfectly. She timed it well and exited just as the pedals closed. But on the second sphere, she misread the speed and her drone paused too long. The pedals shut, not crashing the drone but blocking entry. She had to retry, losing precious time. Kai watched the pattern again. He was patient. When he moved, he guided his drone into the first sphere, then through the second without any delay. His timing was flawless. On the third sphere, he slowed down, waiting 1 beat longer. The pedals opened wider for a moment and he slipped through without risk. When the round ended, the display board showed Kai ahead by a comfortable margin. The officer raised his voice. "Winner of the drone challenge is Kai." The crowd cheered loudly. Some workers clapped. A few aliens shook their heads in disbelief. Humans continued to surprise them. Mira lowered her shoulders. She felt her pride shake again, but this time she did not feel humiliated. She felt challenged. She was impressed. Kai stepped down from his platform and walked toward her with a calm smile. Good match. You were very fast. Mira crossed her arms, but she did not glare. She nodded. You were slow in some parts, but you were smart. You read the pattern, Kai shrugged. Speed is important, but awareness matters more. It is not about showing off. It is about understanding the environment. Mira stared at him for a moment. She wanted to argue, but she knew he was right. Her culture valued speed and quick reaction. Humans balanced speed with thought. It was different from what she expected. The officer signaled for the crowd to clear the arena. People returned to their duties, still talking excitedly. Mira walked beside Kai as they exited. I will train harder, she said. Kai glanced at her. Why do you take it so seriously? Mira looked ahead. When I sat on your lap yesterday, I wanted to embarrass you. I wanted everyone to laugh at you. Instead, they laughed at me. I want to show that I can stand at the same level. Kai nodded. Everyone loses sometimes. It is part of learning. There is no shame in trying. Mira blinked. No one in her crew ever said things like that. If someone failed, they teased them until they won again. Humans supported each other differently. Before they separated, Kai called out, Good luck training. Mira paused, then turned. She lifted her hand and gave a friendly wave. Next time I will win. Later that day, in her ship quarters, Mira sat quietly at her desk. She thought deeply. At first, she believed humans were only loud and chaotic. But Kai showed another side. Calmness, awareness, respect. She opened a training program and began practicing slowly. She watched Kai's movements in her memory. She practiced patience for the first time in a long while. Meanwhile, Kai returned to his repairs. His coworker approached him. You handled the pressure well. Not many can focus like that with a crowd watching. Kai smiled. Crowds do not change the goal. If you know what to do, just do it. People respected that attitude. Humans often faced danger with courage, but also used strategy. Other species saw them differently now. Not just unpredictable, but reliable. As night came again, the station lights dimmed. Workers went to rest, and in one small corner of the station, two individuals had begun to respect each other. Their playful conflict had grown into something deeper. A quiet friendship formed between them, even if they did not see it clearly yet. But danger was approaching. Far away, a signal bounced across space. Raiders plotted a surprise attack on Horizon Arc. They believed the station was weak. They believed the species on board would panic. They would soon discover they were wrong. And when trouble arrived, someone would whisper once more with a calm smile, Your move. Trouble. The morning on Horizon Arc began with calm routines. Traders prepared their stands, engineers checked repair schedules, and pilots polished their ships. The station appeared peaceful, but far beyond the orbit, a small fleet of raiders moved quickly through space. They were armed and ready to steal the station's energy cores. Their sensors showed an almost empty station, unaware of its defenders. They believed the humans and aliens inside would panic at the first warning. They could not have been more wrong. Back on the station, Kai walked through the maintenance hall carrying a new set of tools. His work always demanded attention. Drones needed repairs. Panels needed adjustments. Machines could break at any time. His calm nature helped him remain focused even as minor alarms blinked in the corridors. He passed the lounge, noticing it empty. Mira's prank from yesterday had already become a memory, but the story still floated among the crew. Some smiled at the mention of her challenge. Others laughed quietly, recalling her frustration. Kai smiled slightly at the thought, but he stayed focused on his tasks. Suddenly, the station siren blared. Red lights flashed. A deep voice echoed through every hallway. Warning. Unauthorized fleet approaching. Prepare defenses immediately. Workers paused. Pilots rushed toward their ships. Security officers grabbed weapons and called out instructions. The calm of the morning shattered. Everyone moved with purpose. People who had never been part of real danger now felt tension in the air. Kai stayed calm. He set down his toolkit and looked around. Panels showed multiple approaching ships. They were not ordinary traders. Their signatures matched known raider types. He quickly checked the status of the nearby drones. Most were active. Some were still under repair, but he could manage. He knew what had to be done. Panic solved nothing. Organization was key. At the same moment, Mira's ship docked near the hangar. She and her crew were preparing for routine checks when the siren sounded. Her eyes widened, but she did not panic. She had seen danger before. Her heart beat fast, but her training guided her actions. "Status report," she ordered. Her crew responded quickly. One engineer reported damage to the primary drive. "We cannot launch immediately," he said. Mira gritted her teeth. The raiders were closer than expected. She could not fight them in space yet. The station might not survive long if no one acted. Kai moved swiftly to coordinate repairs. He connected temporary power lines, redirected energy to functional drones, and guided engineers through quick fixes. His voice was calm but commanding. "Shift the power to drones 3 and 5. Clear the corridor to the east hangar. Don't block the maintenance doors. We will hold until reinforcements arrive." Engineers followed his instructions without hesitation. Humans often stayed calm under stress. Other species noticed that and respected it. Mira saw him through a small window. She felt a flicker of admiration. He was not only skilled, but he also remained focused when everyone else might have panicked. Security officers ran through the corridors. They checked weapons and communication lines. Many species relied on brute force alone, but Kai knew strategy mattered. "Divide into small teams," he instructed. "Do not concentrate in one area. Move quietly, cover exits, and report anomalies." His words were clear. Fear did not show in his voice. Mira repeated them mentally. Humans were unusual. Not reckless, not arrogant, but precise. She felt her respect for him grow. The raiders arrived in orbit. Large ships hovered, weapons glowing, scanning the station for weak points. They opened small ports and sent attack drones. The drones moved fast, heading toward the hangar and the energy core chambers. The siren blared faster and lights blinked urgently. Crew members ran in every direction. Mira tried to take off, but her ship could not yet launch. She scanned for escape routes. Only the hangar defended by drones offered hope. Kai activated the defense drones he repaired. Each one lifted slowly, hovering with engines quiet but ready. He guided some drones into positions at entrances, some to cover power nodes and some to patrol the corridor. He checked drone shields' energy levels and firing algorithms. His eyes moved like lightning across monitors. One wrong move could cost the station. Still, he remained calm. He focused only on action, not fear. The first wave of raider drones arrived. Small ships zipped through corridors and opened fire with harmless but immobilizing energy nets. Crew members dodged and scattered. Mira observed from above. Kai's drones intercepted most attacks, lifting quickly to deflect nets or push raider drones back. Some raider drones slipped through, but station guards caught them quickly. The battle was precise. Kai coordinated calmly. His voice remained even as chaos erupted around him. Mira realized something important. Humans were not only skilled in strategy. They had patience. They did not rush, panic, or shout. They observed, predicted, and reacted carefully. Even as raider drones moved unpredictably, Kai stayed one step ahead. She could not stop watching. It was unlike anything she had seen in her previous missions. Many species relied on speed or numbers alone. Humans combined focus with cleverness. More raider drones approached the hangar. Mira could see that the defensive drones needed help. She decided to act. She climbed into her damaged ship. Even though it could not fully launch, she powered its engines for partial flight. Carefully, she guided it toward raider drones threatening the main corridor. She fired non-lethal energy pulses to distract them. Her timing was perfect. Drones paused, hesitated, and then were intercepted by Kai's control. Together, human and alien efforts slowed the attackers. The station survived longer than expected. Kai noticed Mira's actions. He nodded to himself. "Not bad," he muttered quietly. He redirected more drones to cover new angles, allowing her ship to operate safely. They never spoke directly at that moment. Words were unnecessary. Their coordinated efforts showed trust and understanding without a single command spoken. Raiders tried a second approach, sending a faster ship near the energy core chamber. Kai predicted their path and moved drones into position. Mira flew her ship directly above, blocking possible escape routes. The raider pilot adjusted, but Kai's calm strategy and Mira's distraction forced it to retreat. Guards cheered. Crew members paused to watch the teamwork, noticing humans and aliens cooperating naturally under stress. Many whispered to each other. Humans were exceptional. Not because they were fearless, but because they acted logically when others panicked. After an hour, the raiders decided to retreat. Their fleet pulled back, leaving the station intact. Damage was minor. No crew member was harmed. Energy cores remained safe. The siren returned to normal. Lights shifted back to calm blue. Relief spread through the halls. Engineers and pilots breathed deeply. Mira's crew cheered. They had survived against overwhelming odds, but the lesson was clear. Kai's calm, strategic mind had made the difference. When the battle ended, Mira walked toward Kai. Her steps were slow, thoughtful. She stopped a few meters away. Kai turned and gave a small smile. He was not boasting. He had done his work, but he also recognized her contribution. "You handled your ship well," he said. "If you had not distracted them, some drones might have reached the core." Mira looked at him seriously. She realized this was not a normal human habit. Humans were not reckless fighters. They were thinkers. Even under pressure, they stayed calm and effective. She nodded, slowly admitting respect. "You are smarter than I thought," she said. Her voice carried honesty, not pride. Kai shrugged modestly. "Everyone has skills. Yours are obvious. You handled your ship perfectly." Mira felt a strange warmth in her chest. She had expected humans to be unpredictable and careless, but Kai's calm leadership had saved lives. For the first time, she considered humans as equals in both courage and intelligence. After the station returned to routine, Kai and Mira walked through the hangar together. Crew members thanked them for coordinating defense. Mira noticed that Kai never sought attention. He only acted to solve problems. She reflected on her own species. Many valued display and strength, but humans valued steady action. She felt admiration growing quietly, mixing with a playful sense of challenge. She did not want to show it, but she realized she might enjoy learning from humans. Kai noticed her glances but did not comment. He continued walking with steady steps. "Damage is minimal," he said simply. "Repairs will be fast." "Yes," Mira replied. She paused. "Thank you for your guidance. I did not expect humans to stay so calm." Kai smiled faintly. "Calm helps everyone survive. That is more important than pride." Mira turned her gaze forward. She thought about the lounge yesterday, the drone challenge, and now the battle. Humans were unpredictable in thought, not in action. They could surprise anyone, but they also saved lives quietly. She made a silent promise to herself. Next time she would challenge him again, not for pride, but to test herself. The station slowly returned to normal. Traders reopened stalls, engineers repaired minor damage, and pilots checked navigation systems. Still, whispers about humans and their calm leadership spread. Many species looked at Kai differently. They understood that humans were more than they appeared. They were strong, not just physically, but in spirit. Courage, focus, and strategy combined to create something rare. Mira sat quietly on a bench near the hangar entrance. She stared at the departing raider fleet through the reinforced windows. She thought about her actions, her crew, and Kai. She smiled faintly. Losing yesterday's joke and winning today's battle were not the same, but they connected in a strange way. She had learned humility, respect, and patience. She wondered how many lessons she would gain in the days ahead. Kai had taught her without even trying. Meanwhile, Kai returned to his repair station. He checked drones for minor damage, reset systems, and observed the station's overall integrity. Crew members passed him in the corridors, giving quiet thanks. They had survived a raid. He remained calm, his focus undisturbed. He understood that people often remembered actions more than words. What he did today would be remembered, but he only acted because it was necessary. Heroism was quiet work. By evening, Horizon Arc felt peaceful again. Lights glimmered softly across the halls and the gentle hum of the station returned. Mira practiced maneuvers in her ship quietly, considering Kai's calmness and strategic mind. She wanted to improve. She wanted to challenge him again, not for teasing, but for mutual respect. Humans had changed her perspective. They were clever, thoughtful, and brave in ways she had not imagined. The day ended with new understanding. Kai and Mira had faced danger together without words, without confrontation. Their teamwork had saved lives. A quiet bond formed, a friendship born of courage and respect, even if neither fully understood it yet. The raiders' threat had passed, but lessons remained. Humans were different. Humans were exceptional. And Mira could not ignore it. As night deepened over Horizon Arc, distant stars twinkled like tiny fires. The station rested. Crew members slept. Pilots reviewed flight patterns. Engineers monitored systems. Somewhere in the quiet halls, two individuals reflected on the day. One thought of calm focus. The other thought of strategy and respect. Both were learning. Both were changing. And when the next challenge arrived, they would be ready. The galaxy had tested them, and they had risen together. The station hummed with quiet activity as morning light filtered through the reinforced windows. Horizon Arc had recovered from the recent raid, but a lingering tension remained. Engineers repaired minor damage. Pilots checked systems repeatedly. Traders returned to their stalls, yet conversations still carried whispers of the previous day's events. Many species spoke of Kai's calm leadership and Mira's quick reactions. Both had earned respect quietly but firmly. The memory of coordinated action lingered like a steady rhythm. Kai walked down the corridor carrying a small diagnostic tablet. He checked systems one by one, ensuring drones and energy circuits were operating at full capacity. Nothing was left unchecked. Every door, every panel, every defense mechanism received attention. He spoke quietly to a few engineers, confirming repairs and adjustments. Calmness ruled his actions. Other crew members watched silently, realizing that humans did not rush, did not panic, and did not make unnecessary noise. Every action had purpose. Mira moved through the hangar toward her ship. She had spent the night planning, reviewing maneuvers, and analyzing Kai's techniques during the previous raid. Her ship was fully operational, but she carried a new resolve. Kai's calm approach had impressed her, and she wanted to learn. Her species valued pride and strength, but humans valued strategy and awareness. She wondered how far she could improve under this new perspective. Suddenly, the station siren blared again, sharper than before. Lights flashed red across the corridors. An incoming fleet appeared on the sensors, larger and faster than the last. These were not standard raiders. Their ships were advanced, equipped for rapid strikes. The station had moments to prepare. Crew members froze briefly before rushing into action. Panic threatened to spread, but Kai's voice cut through clearly. Engineers, secure all energy conduits. Drones, position at all entry points. Security, check all hangar doors. Focus and communicate only necessary updates. His tone remained calm, direct, and commanding. Even in the midst of chaos, he gave clear instructions. Workers followed him without hesitation, moved by trust and respect. Mira noticed, nodding silently. Humans maintained focus even when fear surrounded them. Her admiration grew, tinged with determination to match their skill. Kai checked drone assignments. They were ready to defend the station, but there were too many incoming targets for drones alone. He needed more strategy. He walked to a console and displayed the incoming ships on a large screen. We need to split their fleet. Draw some away with minimal exposure. Others we will trap near the hangar with drones. His eyes scanned every angle, calculating paths, velocities, and angles. Mira watched carefully. Every movement of his fingers showed precision, thought, and awareness. His decisions were fast yet deliberate. Understood, she said. I can use my ship to distract the smaller ships and guide them into your path. Kai nodded. Coordination formed without further explanation. Actions spoke louder than words. Mira entered her cockpit and initiated full systems checks. Engines roared softly. Energy pulses lit up as shields engaged. She positioned herself near the main corridor. Her plan was simple but effective. Draw raiders toward Kai's drones where they could be trapped safely. The first wave of raiders arrived. Their ships moved aggressively, testing defenses. Drones intercepted minor attacks, but some raiders slipped through. Mira guided her ship skillfully, weaving among larger cruisers and firing non-lethal energy pulses. Raider ships changed direction quickly. but she predicted their moves and pushed them toward Kai's defensive drones. The two worked without verbal commands. Timing, trust, and observation replaced speech. Kai monitored the situation calmly. He adjusted drones, increased shield energy, and redirected patrols. Each drone acted in coordination, forming a protective net around the station. One raider ship approached the energy core chamber. Kai anticipated its trajectory and moved a drone to block its path. Mira adjusted her ship, positioning to cut off escape routes. The raider ship hesitated, forced to retreat. Guards cheered quietly, still tense but inspired by human leadership and alien skill working together. The second wave of raiders attempted a surprise maneuver. Small ships darted quickly through side corridors to flank the hangar. Security personnel responded but needed more guidance. Kai acted immediately. Move drones 5 and 6 to flank. Draw attention to the corridor. Do not let them reach core access. He spoke clearly and calmly, giving every team member precise instructions. Mira watched his efficiency, realizing humans relied on clear thinking and focus under pressure rather than speed alone. She adjusted her ship's movement, flying low through the hangar to lure raider ships into trap positions. The raiders underestimated her small craft and Kai's calculations. Once the ships entered the designated zone, defensive drones surrounded them. Shields activated, immobilizing them without damage. Crew members admired the strategy. Many whispered about the humans' ability to predict and control outcomes. Mira could see now that humans combined intelligence with composure. Fear did not distract them. Chaos did not slow them. A larger raider ship attempted to break through the main corridor. Mira's ship accelerated, intercepting it directly. Her shields absorbed light impacts. She fired carefully to guide the ship along Kai's prearranged path. It moved exactly as predicted, entering the trap of the drone net. The ship slowed and was contained. Kai adjusted drones in real time, ensuring containment. Every step worked seamlessly. Crew members realized this coordination could only happen through experience, focus, and trust. Mira's crew cheered quietly. They were surprised by her control and skill. Kai acknowledged her work with a slight nod. He did not need to speak. Actions had already communicated recognition. The raiders attempted retreat once more, but Kai and Mira's coordinated efforts blocked their path. Their fleet pulled back, forced to leave the station intact. Horizon Arc had survived again. No life was lost. Minimal damage occurred. Order restored itself through calm strategy and teamwork. After the fleet retreated, Mira's ship returned to the hangar. She powered down and walked toward Kai. She felt a mixture of relief, pride, and respect. "You planned everything perfectly," she said. "I never expected such calm and control under pressure." Kai smiled faintly. "It is not about showing off. It is about protecting everyone. Calm thinking and preparation matter more than speed or strength." He paused. "You helped too. Your actions gave us the time we needed to trap them." Mira nodded. Her eyes reflected admiration. Humans were different. Their courage was quiet, steady, and reliable. Many species valued outward display, but humans demonstrated their strength through thought, action, and timing. Mira realized she had much to learn. Together they walked through the hangar, checking drones, shields, and entrances. Crew members thanked them for their efforts. Engineers restored minor damage, while security verified the integrity of the doors and corridors. People of many species now looked at humans differently. Kai had not acted for attention or pride. He had acted because it was necessary. His focus, calm, and clear thinking had saved lives. Later, Mira returned to her quarters. She reflected on the events of the day. The raiders had tested the station's strength. Humans had proven that courage and intelligence could overcome danger. She practiced maneuvers in her simulator, analyzing Kai's strategies and imagining improvements. This was no longer a playful challenge. It had become personal. She wanted to learn, to grow, to become as capable as him. Respect and admiration guided her actions. Kai, meanwhile, returned to the maintenance bay. He repaired minor damage to drones, checked power grids, and reviewed communication logs. Crew members passed him quietly, some offering thanks. He stayed calm, observing, adjusting, and ensuring the station systems remained ready. Humans acted without need for recognition. Their work spoke for itself. Others could admire it quietly and learn from it. By evening, Horizon Arc returned to a calm state. Soft lights glimmered through corridors. The hum of energy flowed steadily. Pilots prepared ships for travel. Engineers reviewed repairs. Traders reopened their stalls. The station felt alive but peaceful. In a quiet corner, two individuals reflected on the day. One human, one alien. Both had faced danger together, relying on skill, strategy, and focus. Mutual respect formed without a word of boast or challenge. Mira thought about the lounge, the drone match, and the raid. Lessons connected: pride, focus, courage, and calm. She understood humans better now. They were not unpredictable fools or reckless heroes. They acted with thought, timing, and purpose. She had underestimated them before. Now she could see their value clearly. She wanted to test herself again, to see how far she could push, to learn from them. Kai thought quietly as he reviewed drone efficiency reports. He reflected on Mira's skill, her quick thinking, and her courage. She had risked her ship to save the station. Her instinct and speed complemented his calm and strategy. He realized humans were not the only ones capable of courage. Collaboration with others could achieve far more than individual effort. Mutual respect grew silently, an unspoken bond that strengthened with shared experience. The night deepened over Horizon Arc. Stars glittered like distant sparks. The station rested. Crew members slept. Ships floated quietly in docking bays. Outside, distant planets reflected soft light. Inside, the work of courage, preparation, and teamwork had been remembered. Two figures, human and alien, had begun to understand each other. What started as a playful joke had become a foundation for trust, cooperation, and friendship. Their bond had grown through shared challenge and calm action. The galaxy was vast. Threats would come again. Raiders would return. Obstacles would appear. But humans, as Kai demonstrated, relied on strategy, focus, and calm courage. Aliens like Mira could match them with speed, skill, and daring. Together, they were stronger than any threat alone. Lessons of this day would remain with them, guiding choices, actions, and challenges for the future. Preparation, courage, and trust had proven more powerful than fear. The morning light on Horizon Arc was soft, reflecting off the polished floors and shining panels of the station. The aftermath of the previous day's raid had settled into a calm routine. Traders reopened their stalls. Engineers moved quietly between consoles. Pilots performed system checks. The station hummed steadily with energy and life. Despite the calm, a sense of anticipation lingered. Crew members remembered the teamwork that had defended the station. Whispers of respect for Kai and Mira still moved through the halls. Kai walked down the corridor carrying a small data tablet. His eyes scanned repair reports and system logs. Each entry received careful attention. He moved with quiet purpose, as always. His calm nature had become a model for others. Crew members glanced at him with admiration, realizing that even under pressure, humans could act with steady focus. Kai appreciated their trust, but he acted not for recognition. His work spoke for itself. Mira moved through the hangar toward Kai. Her ship had been repaired and systems checked. She had practiced maneuvers quietly, reviewing strategy and thinking about the previous raid. Today she approached him differently. She was no longer challenging him with pride or a playful trick. She wanted to understand, to learn, and to acknowledge respect. Her footsteps were measured, determined. She was ready to communicate in a way that did not need words alone. Kai noticed her approaching and smiled faintly. He did not speak at first. Instead, he gestured toward an empty lounge table nearby. Mira followed, walking beside him. For the first time, they were not in a battle, a prank, or a challenge. They were simply sharing a moment of calm, a pause after the storm of activity. Crew members in the hall observed silently, curious about the quiet conversation that was about to unfold. Mira sat across from Kai. Her posture was relaxed but alert. "I wanted to speak with you," she said. "Not as a challenge, not as a joke. I wanted to thank you." Her voice was steady, showing a mix of humility and admiration. Kai listened attentively, giving her full attention. He knew that respect was earned, not demanded. Mira continued. "You stayed calm yesterday during the raid. You guided everyone without panic. You planned without hesitation. I have never seen anyone do that so naturally. I underestimated humans. I want to learn from you." Her words carried honesty, a rarity among her species. She had always valued pride and strength, but humans had shown her a new kind of courage, quiet, thoughtful, and steady. Kai nodded. "Everyone can learn from each other," he said. "Humans are not the only species capable of skill or bravery. We act because it is necessary. Calm thinking helps more than rushing or showing off. You acted skillfully too. Your timing and control saved the station. Both our efforts mattered." He smiled softly, and his calm presence made Mira feel at ease. She realized that respect did not require competition. It could grow through shared effort and understanding. The lounge was quiet around them. Crew members continued their work, some glancing at the pair with interest. Mira studied Kai's expressions. He spoke with honesty, without arrogance, without pride. That was something different. She had been raised to show strength and hide vulnerability. Humans showed strength quietly and naturally, even without recognition. She felt a mixture of admiration and curiosity. I want to practice with you, Mira said after a pause. Not to compete, but to learn. I want to see if I can improve and maybe teach you some things too. Her words carried determination. Kai tilted his head slightly, considering the proposal. Humans often learned through collaboration, not only observation. The idea intrigued him. All right, he said finally. We can train together. I can show you some techniques and you can show me yours. We might both become better. His calm tone encouraged Mira. She smiled faintly, feeling a sense of partnership she had never experienced before. She realized that she did not need to outshine him to gain respect. Their teamwork itself was valuable. Throughout the day, Kai and Mira trained together. In the drone arena, they coordinated movement, timing, and strategy. Mira showed her piloting techniques. Kai demonstrated calm prediction and planning. Crew members watched silently, some noting the unique collaboration between human and alien. Each action became a learning moment. Neither dominated the other. They adjusted and adapted, creating an unspoken rhythm. Their efforts inspired others to work together calmly, efficiently, and respectfully. After the training session, they returned to the lounge. The station felt calmer now, as if it had recognized that order had been restored not just by machines and technology, but by thoughtful teamwork. Mira looked at Kai again. I see now why humans are respected, she said quietly. Not because of strength or speed, but because you stay calm, plan carefully, and act at the right moment. You inspire others without trying. Kai smiled gently. You are learning quickly. That is what matters. Courage and skill are best used with thought, not rush. Mira nodded, feeling a warmth she had not anticipated. She reflected on the lounge incident from yesterday. Sitting on his lap had started as a joke, a playful trick. It had led to a challenge, a competition, a shared danger, and now mutual respect. She realized that small moments could grow into something meaningful. She had laughed, lost, trained, and learned. Kai had taught her much without ever saying it directly. His calm presence spoke louder than words. Later, the station's security team gathered to review reports of the raid. Crew members listened to the strategy and praised the actions taken. Mira stood near Kai, observing the efficiency and calm of human planning. She realized that humans' quiet confidence was not arrogance. It was awareness, patience, and trust. She admired that deeply. She wanted to carry these lessons with her into the future. She also understood that her species had much to learn from humans beyond strength and speed. As the evening lights glimmered softly over the station, Mira invited Kai to view the stars from an observation deck. The station floated above the gas planet, its surface glowing softly under sunlight. Stars twinkled far beyond. Mira felt a sense of peace. She had witnessed chaos and survived. She had learned respect and strategy. She had discovered that humans were exceptional, not because of physical skill alone, but because of calm courage and intelligent action. Kai stood beside her, quietly observing the stars. He did not boast about his actions. He did not seek recognition. He simply appreciated the calm moment and the success of teamwork. Mira glanced at him and smiled. I think I understand now, she said. Humans do not need to prove themselves. They show what matters through action. That is something powerful. Kai nodded. It is simple. Focus, patience, and helping others when needed. That is the strength. His voice was calm, steady, and honest. Mira felt a rare admiration, not just for skill, but for character. They spent the next hour discussing strategy, sharing ideas, and learning from each other. Mira shared her own experiences in piloting and training. Kai listened, asked questions, and offered suggestions. Their conversation flowed naturally, without tension or pride. Crew members passing by could see that a new bond had formed. It was neither romantic nor competitive. It was a partnership based on respect, courage, and shared effort.